Loki here. We are back once again. Yes, I know it's been a long time, but we're back, okay? Anyways, this video is just going to be going over the Black Ops 7 beta. I'll have some gameplay in the background, and just kind of go over my overall thoughts of the beta, and just some things that I really just kind of wanted to go over, I guess. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it was just start off. I had a great time playing the beta. It was probably one of the best betas I've played in a while, and it was super fun. So I got a few topics I kind of want to cover over. So first off, I'm gonna say a lot. Just bear with me. We're gonna get right into it, but firstly is the new matchmaking that they've confirmed is gonna be at launch. That we got to experience the beta. Not actual it's not new matchmaking, but it's like what was traditional back in the day. It's new to some COD players, the ones that came in 2019 and that never played the OG Call of Duty. So it'll be interesting to see how a lot of casual players reacted. There's some lobbies I'd get into, I'd be kicking their absolute crap out of these people, and they would be leaving. That's something that is both good and bad, because I feel like when you're playing Call of Duty, right, you have to have somebody that's always better than you, and they're also getting rid of disbanding lobbies with this. So that means if you get in a good match where you're playing really, really well and everybody else is playing decent or okay, but you're just having fun, you can stay in that match instead of it just auto-disbanding you and throwing you into a new lobby, which I think is awesome, because I used to stay in the same Search and Destroy lobbies on Black Ops 2, for 4 or 5 games in a row, because it was just so much fun, or, I really wanted to beat that guy. There's the guy that was kicking my butt the whole time, so I really wanted to beat him, so I really just went after him. So I think that's actually, a great thing. And this is actually my first video back on YouTube, first long form video back, so we'll see how it does. I got some things I'm going to be doing as well, because I'm back, baby. The reason why I'm back is because this game is actually very, 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 very fun. Cold War was okay for a little bit, then it kind of fell off, but Black Ops 7, honestly, for a Call of Duty, is probably one of the best Call of Duty games we've had in a while. So, at least in my opinion. And I'll give you my overall rating from what I've experienced the beta near the end. Let's kind of get into the maps and stuff. All the maps were very well designed, vibrant, which is something that Treyarch is known for, and that Black Ops 6 didn't necessarily have a lot of that vibrancy, and the map design was kind of clunky. Didn't really fit that 3-lane arcadey style that we're used to from Treyarch. And I think the reason why is because a lot of the maps that we experienced in Treyarch were assets that they were kind of playing around with, and they were under a different vision, because Black Ops 7 was really the game that they were actually focusing on this whole time, because Black Ops 7 is the last game that is going to be used in this, engine, the last Call of Duty game in this engine. So that's actually interesting, which is also another reason why we're getting a lot of the customizations like that. In the game, all the camos and stuff like that we're getting at launch. And it's about the time you're going to be seeing this video, it's just going to be about a month until we get Black Ops 7. And I went back to Black Ops 6 and been playing it for a couple days, and I'm just like, man, I really wish I was on Black Ops 7. But yeah, so it was a fun beta. I hit some decent clips. If you've been watching on the TikTok and stuff like that, You've seen some of those clips that I've hit. I got more that I'm going through on my VODs and stuff and picking up, but it was very fun. Another thing is, like, the weapons felt very, very good. All of them actually felt usable. There was one or two guns that kind of stuck out. Like the M15 AR, I've seen a lot of people using it because it was very, very, very good. But the Dravic 45 SMG was also very, very, very good. A little too good. The M8 was really good, but I didn't see a lot of people using it, actually. I just think it's because it's a burst marksman rifle, and it does got a bit of recoil on it, too. So it's not like your traditional burst like we used to have back in the day where you pull the trigger and you have to pull it for each burst. It's a full auto burst, so you can hold the burst down, which is something that a lot of the newer Call of Duties are doing, and I don't necessarily like that aspect. I kind of like the pull, and then you have to re-pulling it personally. It just makes it feel a little bit better. I didn't have any issues personally in the beta as far as like bugs or glitches and like that. I just see some people posting, different glitches and stuff, like getting out of the map and stuff like that, which is typical in Call of Duty and any first-person shooter, even Battlefield games. You can get out of the map and have certain tricks and stuff here to get underneath and out of it. But Call of Duty is definitely known for having a lot of issues normally in the beta, and I didn't experience one crash during the beta, personally. Some people I know did, but it was very few in between. Cheaters. So people that were actually cheating in the game, I'm like thinking back to it, I don't think there was a single person that I personally went up against that was cheating. Now I did see some videos of people that were cheating, but they did release a response. The Ricochet team did, saying that a lot of those cheaters got banned within minutes of being logged in and didn't even get into the game. And those that did get into the game was only in the game for one game, and then they got banned, which is actually really, really good. If they can keep it up, it'll piss a lot of cheaters off, and they'll eventually there won't be as many of them because it's just going to be too challenging or annoying for them to be cheating. As far as match ability and latency goes, I didn't really lag a lot. There's a couple games where my ping did shoot up to over 100, but that's typical in a beta, especially when there's a lot of stuff going on. And I was playing with people in the UK and stuff like that, so occasionally my ping would go up to over 100, but then it would go right back down to 13 milliseconds, which is really good. Let's see here. The progression in the beta. So the weapons level up pretty decently without the double XP. But day one, there wasn't any double XP, and I got my sniper almost max level. With double XP, a lot of the guns level up really, really quick. So I definitely suggest, if you have any way of getting double XP tokens for Black Ops 6 or even for Black Ops 7 via buying monsters or whatever like that, because all the double XP tokens do carry over, get as many of those as possible. Those will be very useful, especially if you're trying to grind out and grind levels quickly. Another thing is, a lot of the streamers and stuff that I've seen talking about the game were very pleased and very happy, very positive about it. There's also a lot of people out there like, oh, typical Call of Duty, Battlefield's going to be way better, this and that, which is completely fine. I think both games deserve to be good, and a really good Battlefield game pushes Call of Duty to stop, keeping a good game away from us. So I'm happy. If Battlefield is cooking, normally Call of Duty is also going to improve or do better. And so it also brings me hope for MW4 that, Infinity Ward's saying, okay, this is all the reactions we're getting. People don't want the crap we've been feeding them, so let's give them an actual good COD as well on this new engine. So I think that's exciting. I'm excited for what Black Ops 7 has to offer as far as the campaign, multiplayer, and zombies. And speaking of which, the Dark Ops challenge for zombies was very easy, to say the least, to get round 50 on that survival match. Now, I wouldn't say I'm like the best zombie player out there. I was just simple training, and then there was the cheese method, which I did use a couple rounds, which was just go into that saw trap and hitting it, and it would take out basically a whole round up until like round 35. I think after that it would go for most of the round, and then you just have a small horde of zombies left. And I exfilled right at round 50, technically 51 or whatnot to exfil, but yeah, I thought it was pretty easy, to be honest. But it was very fun as well. Like, I liked the design of the map personally. The zombies looked really cool. The zombie designs looked cool. I'm still not personally a fan of the idea of armored zombies and stuff like that. I personally like, I was a huge fan of Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 zombies, so I don't like all the extra crazy zombies being added in. So I'm hoping with like the cursed mode that it's just plain old zombies. They just get beefier and more, angry in a sense, like they used to. And that's what I'm kind of hoping for, like the cursed mode when it comes to zombies, because the current zombies we have is good, but it's not near as great as OG Zombies was, in my opinion, as far as playability, the risk factors and stuff like that. I don't think you should have. I really don't think zombies should have loadouts at all. Going in there, I get the reason why they do it. It's for camo grinders who want the zombies camos. That's perfectly fine. But hopefully unlocking cursed mode isn't going to be super challenging. Because, like, I honestly wouldn't even like. I kind of would prefer not it being a curse mode, as it's being advertised, but more being like just classic mode, and you have to unlock it just by getting to round 100 or something like that, or completing the main quest Easter egg or something simple, right? Because zombies is very fun, but the whole like thrill behind zombies is that it got more challenging. You started with a spawn pistol. You had to, earn points the classic way, and then people would, there's a whole strategy to it of like buying doors and all that. So for zombies, I really do hope that the cursed mode is basically just classic mode. But they did say there's like relics, artifacts, and stuff that you can get. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it works, and we'll see if it works at all. Yeah, that's kind of my main concern with zombies. As far as campaign goes, I will be playing the campaign live with a couple other people, and we'll be grinding it out and beating it as quickly as possible. It's supposed to be a long campaign. I think the longest campaign I remember playing, I streamed, I think it was Call of Duty World War II's campaign that I remember streaming. I think it took me 8 hours to beat, which isn't necessarily that long, but it felt long at the time because I was extremely tired. So, but yeah, I mean, I kind of hope that the Black Ops 7 campaign gives you the different choices that you had with the Black Ops 2 campaign, since it is a sequel of Black Ops 2, which is whatever. But I hope you get the same choices of being able to be like, all right, do you kill this person, you save this person, or if you do different things differently in the campaign, the ending cutscene is different. I really do hope they have something like that in play. As far as like camos that we've seen all the mastery camos. They all look very, very good. The campaign camos look cool. Multiplayer camos look cool. Zombies camos looks cool. Warzone camos looks cool. And speaking on Warzone, I'm so sorry for the Warzone players. Like me, like I play Warzone a lot, but I'll probably be maining multiplayer, to be honest. Because the new Warzone map is just, reuse zombies assets, which is fine. But they better have zombies on the map, personally, because like if you're gonna reuse zombies assets, you need to have zombies on the map. or you know, like the ray gun or some sort of wonder weapon you can build or something like that. You can find in there and use. Kind of as like you used to be able to do like in Blackout. You used to look at the ray gun and stuff like that. And you can have that in on. I think Fortune's Keep had the zombie stuff on it too. So adding some zombies elements to it is fun in my opinion, personally. Not everybody liked it because the ray gun either sucked or something else didn't suck, but I'm telling you, this brings me on to the next point. But if the ray gun's like it was in Blackout and is really, really good, like a 2 or 3 shot, then, you know, I'm just saying. But that leads me on to my next point is they're bringing back Blackout in 2026. I know it sucks. We have to wait to come back and play one of the best, in my opinion, iterations of a Battle Royale that Call of Duty has done in the form of Blackout. Don't get me wrong, Warzone 2019, or technically, in my opinion, 2020, the Cold War era of Warzone when they had the Cold War guns in there, along with the Modern Warfare guns, was probably the best iteration of Warzone we had. And then we got the World War II guns and all that. That was very good as well. But that was probably one of the best ones we've had. But Blackout, for being the very first one, had a lot of mechanics that I feel like they should have used in Warzone. Like swimming in the water and actually be able to shoot your primary weapon in the water. Yes, the bullets were slowed down some of that because that was a Black Ops 4 mechanic. That kind of stuff, I think, one, should be in the game in general. Like it was in Black Ops 4 and I believe Black Ops 3. You're able to shoot your guns on the water and stuff like that. I think that what makes the game fun, in my opinion. Being able to do cool stuff like that. Instead of pulling out a pistol. I don't care if it's realistic or not. I'm not here to play realistic games. If I would, I could play, you know, like Tarkov or Arma or Battlefield. Get a more realistic game experience. Or, you know, tactical game experience in a sense as well. But for, like, Call of Duty, like, I like that arcade aspect. And Blackout had it in there, too. Melees were one-hit melees. Tomahawks were one-hit. You know, headshots or one shot to the head unless somebody was wearing the helmets. You had to loot the helmet. Or I think they changed it at some point to it was Armor 3 and it was just like Juggernaut, but you had like the helmet stuff. I think they did start out, you had to get the helmet and they made some changes going on. And it was very great. You had to loot to get all your attachments and stuff. You could change different attachments on the guns. I thought it was a very cool aspect. The thing is, they're going to be doing a Blackout Inspired mode. The whole wingsuit thing is one of my biggest things. So, I think Warzone should take the mechanic of the wingsuit because the whole parachuting in thing is so dumb, so stupid, and it gets me killed so many times that I don't even want to have. I want to pull the parachute. And I think having that wingsuit, and you just wingsuit in, you fly in and land, is a lot more cleaner. It's harder to kill you out of the sky, but you can still do it. But I just think that's a more like Call of Duty mechanic that we should have had. And I think the whole wingsuit thing was inspired by like PUBG and stuff like that. You're flying in, which is cool. But let's do the Call of Duty one that we came in with our whole wingsuit. So instead of the glider or parachute. Well, if I didn't misspeak, but it's whatever. If I did, you get what I'm trying to say. Anyways, like, that was just like my favorite. Blackout was very, very fun in my opinion. There was a lot of things in that. Yes, there was some stuff that was not so great. Clutch to grenade galore, and the whole backpack system was kind of crazy. But if you had like a hybrid of Warzone and Blackout together with all the good mechanics of Blackout and all the good mechanics of OG Warzone, you just put them together, it'd be great. You know, shoot underwater, wingsuits, better movement, a grapple gun. Please, for the love of God, I saw a grapple gun in Avalon. We need that in Warzone in general, and Blackout, of course. But a grapple gun for terrain movement, stuff like that. Please, because they're rocks. They're rocks, man. I'm a freaking like special forces soldier, super soldier, dang near, and I can't climb a rock. Tell me, why does that make any sense at all. You know, not being able to climb a rock. And also, I think Warzone in general, going forward on a lot of the reskin maps, something that they might do for like Rebirth and stuff. No doors. Get rid of the doors. We don't need doors. I hate doors in Call of Duty in general. That's why there's been such a big backlash with the whole automatic door thing, because there's a lot of them, and they've reduced them. That was another one of the good things that they've done. But doors in general, take them out of Call of Duty. Take them out of Warzone. They're not needed. They're stupid. And that's about it. I hate doors. I think that, you know, that might be one of the, you know, merch things I end up making out saying, you know, anti-doors, or like just, you know, a symbol with no doors, because doors are the stupidest thing ever added to Call of Duty. You know, they worked when they worked, but, you know, if you can't shoot the door off the hinges, like literally, don't have the doors on there. That's my opinion. And I do think we should go back to having some sort of destructibility in Call of Duty and possibly Warzone, if done right. I don't want it to be an exact copy of Battlefield, but I think destructibility should be something that's thought about in the future of Call of Duty. Not like how Vanguard done it, but something a little bit better, more clean. Just give me the ability to blow doors up. That's all I want. I don't like the doors. Just let me destroy all the doors, and I'd be happy. But yeah, honestly, wrap it all up. After playing the beta, I played both weekends, and going back and playing Black Ops 6 and realizing, you know, how much I really don't care for Black Ops 6, and how much I love. Like, I literally can't. I basically removed tac sprint on Black Ops 6 using that perk. I think it's Slipstream. Yeah, Black Ops 7's 10 times better. That's another thing I forgot to mention. One last thing. No tactical sprint by default is so great. So amazing. Fantastic. They're making Call of Duty great again. I'm just saying, you know. But anyways, overall, I'd have to give Black Ops 7, the beta, as of right now, an 8 out of 10. After much thought and going back and playing Black Ops 6, I would probably have to give it an 8 out of 10. The maps are way better, the gunplay's way better, movement's way better, everything feels fluid and consistent. It's just overall great. So I'm going to basically end off here saying I'm very excited to play Black Ops 7. There's going to be a lot more clips and stuff being posted here as well. So I look forward to seeing you there. And I better see you there in the Twitch streams and on the YouTube. Anyways, deuces.